Storms on the way. We're going to talk all about it, but let's check in on the tropics first because things are definitely starting to heat up in the Atlantic. We're getting closer and closer to the peak of hurricane season, which is normally around August and September, and especially October here in the Gulf. We've got two different areas of interest we're keeping an eye on. First off, let's head over to Tropical Storm Don. Right now, look at sustained winds actually up to 60 miles per hour. So Don has strengthened a little bit since yesterday, but the good news is it continues to be a fish storm. It's had this crazy 360 loop. It's going to stay out in the middle of the ocean, eventually fizzling out once it encounters some colder ocean temperatures, staying away from land, so no worries from Tropical Storm Don. A little bit further towards the south in the Atlantic, we have this tropical invest that has a pretty good chance of developing into a tropical depression over the next 7 days. It's going to continue to trek across the Atlantic towards the west, eventually entering the eastern Caribbean. And anything that gets into that realm, we of course want to keep a very close eye on. But for now, no cause for worriness at all, still not even an organized storm. So it's just something for us to keep a close eye on as it continues to make its way across the Atlantic over the next couple days. So closer to home, temperatures already on the rise this morning. 80s now for Bainbridge and Quincy, 79 right now in Tallahassee, 80 in Perry, 74 for Valdosta. Our high temperatures today will reach the low to mid 90s, so it'll still be pretty hot out there, probably not as hot as what it was yesterday when it hit 100 degrees at the Tallahassee airport. Overnight tonight, waking up early Sunday morning, temperatures drop back down into the mid 70s. Now, of course, we got to factor in that humidity as well. There's a heat advisory out for the Big Bend today because these heat index values could get anywhere between 105 even up to 110 degrees. That's how hot it's going to be feeling out there when you factor in that humidity. Now tomorrow, I don't think we'll be seeing any more of those heat advisories. Also, we've got some storms on the way this afternoon. Some of them, they could be packing a punch. We're talking about some potentially damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 50, close to 60 miles per hour, and potentially some small hail contained within a couple of those storms. But once again, it's on the lowest end of that severe weather risk, just more of those typical summertime storms. We looked at satellite and radar. We had a couple of those storms form in South Georgia overnight last night. Those have since cleared out, so we're starting off our Saturday morning mostly rain-free. We'll look to the futurecast. The first half of the day, partly sunny skies. Then right after the lunch hour, that's when we can expect those scattered showers and storms to develop, and they're going to linger around our area probably until the evening hours. Then once we get to overnight tonight, things start to quiet back down. The big difference between today and Sunday is that tomorrow we're expecting these showers to develop a little bit earlier on in the day. They're going to move in from our south and from our west across our entire area. There's a good chance that if you don't see a couple of those showers today, you're probably going to be seeing them tomorrow at some point as well. Here's a marine forecast for today. Winds out of the west around 10 to 15 knots. Our seas running around 2 feet with an extreme UV index. If you're heading down to the beach, bring the sunscreen. If you're heading into the water, here's your rip currents. We've got a low one for Franklin County's coastline that turns up to a moderate as you head to the west in Bay and Gulf counties. So let's talk a little bit about that 7-day forecast. The best chances for rain over the next 7 days, it's going to be today and Sunday. Look at those high temperatures on Sunday thanks to those earlier showers that form and a lot of cloud cover. I bet you not even a lot of spots break out of the 80s. Thank goodness for that. We could definitely use a little bit of a cool down. By the time we get into the work week next week, temperatures look a lot more closer to average for this time of year in the low to mid 90s. Only a few showers and storms possible each and every day.